poetess Neelam, Saxena, Chandra to our weekly poetic talk show, E-Talk POEZIO with Gobindo. It is our live program and now it is being live telecast. And ma'am, now everybody can watch our live program from Australia throughout Asia, Europe, Africa, and North America, South America. My dear viewers, you are watching our live poetic talk show, E-Talk POEZIO with Gobindo. Our today's guest is eminent poetess from Mumbai, Maharashtra, India, poetess Neelam Saxena. Welcome again, ma'am, to our live poetic talk show, E-Talk POEZIO with Gobindo. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, friends. Namaskar, Gobinda ji.
Namaste. Ma'am, you know that there is a famous sloka in one of the Indian Upanishads. The sloka is Asatama Sadgamaya Tama Asama Jyotirgamaya Mittar Mamritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That means, oh God, lead me from the untruth to the truth. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. That means Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Right, ma'am? The most vital word,
Yes.
I think, of the sloka is Shanti or peace. At any cost, we want peace. But, ma'am, what we see today? We see that there is no peace in many parts of the world. And we know a very, very violent and horrible war is going on between Ukraine and Russia. And you know, it started on the last 24th February. Now it is going on more than 9 months. And ma'am, it is so sad that many innocent people have been killed along with the soldiers. And ma'am, you know, many schools, colleges, buildings, hospitals have been destroyed. But ma'am, most of the people of the world always want peace. So ma'am, at the very beginning of our program, please recite a beautiful poem of you. Recite, please, ma'am.
You want some particular poem or?
Ma'am, you
any
can,
poem?
ma'am, you can recite, ma'am, you can recite on the topic or any other topic.
Okay, I would like to render the poem of death, titled Death only here.
Yeah.
But this is about something different.
Yeah, okay, okay.
This is about people just watching, and for me, they are dead.
Okay, ma'am.
So the poem is titled Death.
Okay.
I know that the thought frightens you. Will not disturb. At least, not. When I was bereaved due to the death of my pet, I couldn't sleep for days. I felt as if the part of me was gone. But then, everyone has to go someday. See, I'm talking of death again. It's not necessary. At least, not today. Times people don't die. Nevertheless, they become dead. I knew a lady well who became a widow during the Mumbai blast. She refuses to reconcile to fate. She's a love of wood, whose thoughts are died, and yet the heart pumps blood. I sometimes I wish that she was dead. Oops, sorry. I'm again discussing death. Let's not discuss it. At least, no. But you see, there are people who lose the enthusiasm in life, who get up, eat, go to office, eat, return home, eat, sleep, cycle. Aren't they really dead? Oh, I don't want to come back to the topic.
Okay.
Dead. Not dead. At least, not today. There's so much chaos, even if surround us with strong walls. When people are butchered for religion and caste, when women and young girls are raped, when innocents is attacked, when children are trapped, when nations engage in killing each other. People stay in their own fortresses where they can neither see, hear, feel, nor touch the humanity and think they are safe. Let me tell you, dear, we are all safe. We are all safe. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Wow, wow, wow. Very, very beautiful and fantastic poetry, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And, ma'am, you know that nowadays many anthologies of poetry are being published regularly across the whole of the world. Ma'am, have you published any of your English poetry in this anthology of poetry in India or abroad?
A lot of them. A lot of them. I must have published at least 200, 300 by now.
Okay,
So I'm
okay.
not
Congrats.
I have my own book. I have my own anthologies.
Okay, ma'am.
Anthologies which are 69, which are 37 in number. Some of them are in Hindi and some of them are in English.
Okay.
I would love to present. This was my first poetry book ever published. It is titled Use of Love. I certainly am not having all poems here, but there's one titled Transcending Hearts. Then there's another titled Tales of Eon.
Yeah. Very good, ma'am. Very good.
This is part 1. I would love to publish part 2 and part 3. And then there's this Winter Shall Fade, which is written with my daughter, and I'm very proud of this poetry book. It is very even in the Limca Book of Records.
Yeah.
And this was my latest poetry book that was published. It is titled Garden of Fragility, and it has been doing well even now. And yesterday only I was seeing that it was under 100 once again after 8 to 9 months of it publishing.
Okay. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. You are really very great poet, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
It's God's will.
And ma'am, you know that when the poets get some awards, they may be mentally boosted up. And ma'am, what's your opinion whether a poet gets literary award or not? What's your opinion in that?
See, basically one writes not for awards.
Right.
We write, as you said, for Om Shanti. That's for happiness. At least I write for happiness, which emanates within me after writing. And I'm sure it happens with you too, because I've read a lot of your
Right.
poems. So most of us write just for the sheer pleasure of writing. Yes, if awards come our way, we are happy. But that's not the only reason of writing, because that can't, make you keep writing, keep you going and going. And especially in this age where even awards get brought by paying money. So, I see which kind of award a poet is having. and then only I decide. And I decide more upon the poet's writing.
Right.
I read. If I like, if the thoughts touch me, I get great, whether he or she has won an award or not.
Right. Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And ma'am, you know that during the Corona lockdown period, many offline poetry festivals were held, and till today, many offline poetry festivals are held across the whole of the world. And besides the offline poetry festivals, many online poetry festivals are also held. Ma'am, have you participated in any online or offline poetry festivals? And if yes, please give some details.
See, when I was posted in Delhi, I was posted there for 2 years. I'm in an all India services, so I get transferred from place to place. So that time I participated in SARS Festival. I participated 3 or 4 times in Sahitya Academy Festival, Jashne, Adab, and so many other fests. So many times I had gone to IR. There was one in CSOI also. I participated there. So offline also I participated.
Okay, well, congrats, ma'am. Congrats.
Online is when the COVID period started. Thank you.
You are really very, very great poetess.
COVID period started. I felt open.
Yeah.
Thank you. As I said, everything is God.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, do you publish any magazine or journal?
Yes, we published Brahman, The Voice of Cosmos, which is a
Okay.
bilingual magazine, e-magazine. And at present, it is it is published twice a year. But though we could increase the period subsequently, increase the number of frequency of publication subsequently. We also publish at least one anthology a year.
And ma'am, can you say how other poets can contribute their respective poems to your anthologies and magazines?
See, I have a group, Poets and Writers Den on Facebook. So it is publicized there, and it is also publicized on my page, which is Neelam Saxena.
Okay, ma'am.
And I think I posted in your group also, Gobinda's Poetic group.
Okay, ma'am. No, okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, can you say to our viewers, when did you start to compose poetry?
My journey started when I was in class 6, grade 6.
Okay.
So I've been writing since then. And I was a very shy and introvert girl that time, though now I'm very extrovert. But at that time I was very introvert, and poetry was my only friend.
Okay.
And I could discuss with poetry. I'm personifying poetry itself. So I could discuss my thoughts, my feelings, my hurt, my happiness, my motivation, everything through my poetry and with my poetry. So that is how my journey began. However, mostly it meant my diary till I decided to publish it in the 8th. And that time 6 or 7 of my poems were published in Hitwada, which is one of the leading newspapers of Central India. And it was not published in children's section. It was published in the main section. So I'm proud of it. However, subsequently made up in my diary. I did it once again to start with my journey in 2000.
Okay, ma'am. Then, ma'am, you are composing poetry for a long period of time, Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. You are really a very, very great person. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
And ma'am, can you say to our viewers what inspired you to compose poetry?
There are various things. Sometimes I get hurt by something. Like, I remember composing a poem. I saw an old man when I was just going to my office. He would be always standing on the corner and he used to wear a coat, speak English, but he would be begging. So such sort of things, or during COVID, like I would be so affected by people around that I'm a very sentimental person, just like most of the poets are. And
Right, right,
that
right.
is when I would compose a lot of poems. And I also compose to tell the world about issues such as global warming
Right, right.
or maybe environment. And I also compose to write about social issues. I also write about motivation. In fact, I suppose 60% of my poems are about either social issues or motivation.
Good, very good, ma'am. Very good. Very good, ma'am. And ma'am, you have told us that when you are a student of class 6 standard, from that time you are continuing to compose poetry, right, ma'am? And ma'am, can you
Yes.
say to our viewers a special token of memory of your poetic life? A special token of memory of your poetic life.
Okay, I normally tell the story about one poem that I wrote for my school magazine, and that I'd written in Marathi that time.
Okay.
I've written very few poems in Marathi. There are only 5 or 6. So when my teacher read it, she felt that a class 6 student can't write such a poem, and she said, "I'm sure you've copied it." So rather than getting hurt, I took a little bit that she thinks that I write so well. And I didn't get dissuaded and I kept on with my journey because school magazine was not my goal. My goal was somewhere, some higher.
It is really praiseworthy. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. Congrats again. Congrats, ma'am. And
Thank you.
ma'am,
Thank you.
you know that in ancient times, human civilizations were developed on the banks of the rivers because the rivers give us water. And we can mention some of the civilizations like the Egyptian civilizations, the Indus Valley civilizations, etc. etc. But now, what we see today, we can notice with a very sad heart that humans are killing the rivers, humans are killing the nature, they are killing the ponds, woodlands, seas, oceans, and all kinds of nature. Humans are trying to kill. But now we all know that if there is no water, humans cannot survive. So, ma'am, at any cost, we think at any cost, we should protect our rivers. We should protect our mother nature. So, ma'am, now please recite another poetry. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Give me a minute.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't think I have any poetry ready on this topic, but let me recite
Okay, ma'am.
something related to a jamun tree.
Okay, yeah.
Erstwhile staying in May,
Yeah.
and my bungalow had a jamun tree. So, thank you so much. It was during COVID period when everybody was locked up, and I would be roaming in my garden with my and I became so friendly with my trees, hugged them, and watched the flowers grow right from the stage of bud till
Right.
they fall down.
Right.
So during one such moment, I returned this home, the jamun tree. As you enter my bungalow, there's a tall jamun tree towards the right that welcomes you with a smile. You can see the tree even from the road, but you can't gauge its love and charm from outside. It's not so dear to me for its jamuns, for it's too tall and it's difficult to pluck the fruits at such a height. I rather adore it for the feeling of strange belongingness which it emanates from its stems and leaves. The bungalow consists of me, him, and the jamun tree. Sometimes I think it would be rather happy to have children play around it, but my daughter is all grown up and no longer stays with us. But it's just me and the jamun tree. Perhaps someday my daughter shall get married and have a child or two, but they will never get to play around the jamun tree, for we would be transferred out by then and the bungalow shall be owned by someone else. As a railway officer and the transfers associated with it, I should have learned this art at getting attached and then abandonment, getting attached again and then abandonment again. But then I'm a poet too, and poets never really get used to abandonment. The jamun tree, to cover up for the missing human company, engages in conversation with the numerous birds that play with it. I've seen a white owl too lazily perched on it. They say the tree is its home. A guest was telling me that he saw a snake once slowly climbing over it to eat up the eggs laid by a bird. I can hear the jamun tree cry in its memory. But then it quickly recovers. Trees, unlike poets, have a strange way to cover up their grief. After all, they are so complete in themselves. But when I leave this bungalow, the jamun tree shall also wave at me, shed a few tears, and then smile again with the birds. But I shall remember it and its company forever and forever. So that was the jamun tree.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Very, very beautiful and outstanding poetry, ma'am. About nature and jamun tree. Very, very beautiful poetry, ma'am. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. Congrats, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Congrats, ma'am. Congrats.
I'm so glad you are liking my poem.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And now you know that today there are 800 crore of population on this little blue planet, and out of it 50% is women population. But ma'am, what we see today, we can notice with an alarming heart that women are marginalized everywhere. Women are not given their due dignity, their due right, their due respect, even in the third decade of the 21st century. It is so sad, ma'am, so sad, so sad. But ma'am, we think that there should not be any disparity between men and women. They should go forward hand in hand. And ma'am, we think that if the human civilization wants to go one step forward, all the women everywhere of the world, whether they are of the first world, second world, or third world, developed countries or not, all the women of all the ages group should be given their due dignity, their due respect, and their due right. So ma'am, now please Recite another poetry, ma'am.
Sure, I would love to recite two poems on this theme.
Okay.
First one is a bit sad, but it invokes certain emotions, and I'm sure it will touch the heart of people. And second is slightly more positive.
Okay.
So I would begin with Tearful Adieu.
Okay, ma'am.
This is about infanticide, female infanticide. Mom, so secured was I in your womb. My life inside you was a real miracle. My tiny feet swam in glee. My little hands cuddled you merrily. My toothless mouth would often giggle and cackle. Mom, so happy was I in your womb. But one day, some quivering clatters I could hear. I heard someone scream and roar, I don't want daughters anymore. I sobbed as I listened to your helpless tears. Mom, how could I smile in your womb when I'd understood that being a good daughter was so bad? My little eyes cried and heart yelled. Something in me had already failed. Alas, I lied. I'd soon be dead. Mom, so happy, Mom, although I shall no longer dwell in your womb. Your warmth and affection I shall surely miss. To you, I shall not lie. I had not expected to die. But fate had in store for me this deathly kiss. Mom, so happy I am to have been a part of your womb, although the togetherness was destined as a short boom. As death pounces and approaches near, I bid you a tearful adieu. Mom dear, may 100 suns be born to you soon. May 100 suns be born to you soon.
Wow, wow, wow. Very, very, ma'am, sublime and marvelous and applaudable poetry, ma'am. Only this type of poetry can be composed, I think, by none but our great poetess Neelam Saxena, ma'am. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. Congrats, ma'am. Thank you.
That's so kind of you. That's so kind
Thank you, ma'am.
of you. If my poem can change the life of even one person, I would be so happy.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
coming to my next poem, it is titled I. I am the flight of that golden bird that soars without any inhibitions. I am fragrance of that blissful garden that percolates in the heart of those who cross my path. I am the green of that coniferous tree that grows tall and touches the sky. I am the resilience of that lofty mountain that grows stronger every day. I am the blissfulness of that maverick cloud that quenches the thirst of the past. I am the happiness of that free-flowing river that gently sings of love. That river which you were talking about, that signifies a woman to me. So finally, listen friend, you can walk side by side with me, but don't try to stop the flow that defines me. For the moment you try to bind me, I flow with quadruple velocity.
Right.
The moment you try to bind me, I'll flow with quadruple velocity. So that was my second poem on this topic.
In the language of football, ma'am, 3 cheers, 3 cheers, 3 cheers for our great poetess Neelam Saxena, ma'am. 3 cheers, ma'am. Very, very great poetry, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You are a wonderful host. You are a wonderful host, and you are
Okay, ma'am.
bringing out the best in your
Namaste, ma'am.
guests.
No.
And same is the thing with me.
And ma'am, you know that there are so many poets who composed and now compose poetry in English. They may be from England, America, Canada, Australia, or India. Ma'am, can you say to our viewers whose poetry from England, America, Canada, Australia, or India have you read till today?
See, I've read various poets because without reading, one cannot be a poet at all.
Right, right, right.
I read whatever comes in front of me. Of course, there are certain poets who do fail to impress me and then I stop them from my feet. But as far as contemporary poets are concerned, I have friends from all over the world. And I also organize a few international shows, though I've stopped it temporarily for 3 months due to some personal reasons. But you know, the poem that impressed me the most when I was a kid, I suddenly remembered it was Abu Ben Adam.
Oh, I see.
So in this poem, Abu Ben Adam is a person who is sitting in a room and a guiding light comes there, and the guiding light is busy writing something, and Abu Ben Adam asks the guiding light what it is writing. The guiding light says it is writing something, the names of people who worship God and who are the favorites of God. So Abu Ben Adam thinks his name will not be there because he is in what you call in Hindi a karma yogi, or a person who works hard for people.
Right.
And he's not a dharma yogi. That is, he is not very much with the religion.
Right.
So he's a bit upset, but then he gets over it. But when he's like there once again, and the light says that your name is at the top, Abu Ben Adam, because serving humanity is serving God.
Right, ma'am, right. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you know that there was a famous Lebanese or Phoenician poet, Khalil Gibran, you know.
Yeah.
Once he composed,
Yeah.
Love is a word of light. Now I repeat, love is a word of light written by a hand of light upon the page of light. That means love is something that can conquer the whole of the world. Ma'am, can you explain to our viewers how true love can conquer the whole of the world?
You know, love is often mistaken as just romantic love in this world.
Right.
But love is something which encompasses all this, and it is much beyond. Love is loving a person just for his being what he is, accepting the person, him or her, embracing him as he or she is, giving him the space, and having no scope for war. Yes, there can be differences. You and I can also differ. We can have a debate, honorable debate, but certainly not killing and butchering people. That is not love. So healthy debate is very necessary for society, because without that the world will crumble. But if there's love, it will decompose all hatred, and the world shall be one someday.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, our program is going on now 34 minutes. Okay, ma'am. Now, ma'am, at the middle of our program, ma'am, I want to read one of my poems. Okay, ma'am. This is my fourth book of poems, the Global Poems. Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, my fifth book of poems will be published soon. Now I am reading the poetry. The title, The True Identity. The title is The True Identity. Now I am reading. You asked me, what's your religion? We are the Hindu, Muslim, Christian or Jew. I replied, I don't know those doctrines. I am hungry now. A bread is my only view. You asked me, Where is your country? We live in India, Arabia, America, or Israel. Prompt was my answer. I don't know them. My country is the blue earth without fail. You ask me, who is your devotee? We worship Krishna, Buddha, Allah, or Christ. I answered, why? I am a devotee also. You are my God. Oh man! I admit without fuss. You said to me, what is your true caste? We belong to separate caste, higher or lower. I replied with wonder, why so many castes? My only caste is food, clothing, and shelter. You asked me, what is your aim in life? We want to be doctor, engineer, or politician. I answered immediately, why such profession? Truly speaking, my aim is to be a true human, true human, true human. That's all of the poetry.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very well said.
Thank
Very
you, ma'am.
well said.
Ma'am,
And meanwhile, I found that poem on water that I would like to render. You had asked me sometimes back.
yeah, ma'am.
So it's titled Water and Happiness.
Yeah, right,
Today is World Happiness Day.
right,
As soon as I get up, I wonder, what exactly does happiness mean to me? I immediately get transformed into a stream, pure, untainted, vivacious, and energetic.
right,
My free fall from the mountains makes me feel I'm on cloud nine. I begin my voyage as a river, unadulterated in the beginning, but silt accumulates as I move on till finally I submerge into the sea with glee. Now, my vastness is enormous, maybe boundless. Is that what happiness means? To be free of all boundaries and flow freely? So much is hidden in the bosom of the sea. I suppose you do remember the story of the churning of the sea. The Devas and Asuras joined hands to gather the gems inside the sea till Amrit. The elixir of immortality was finally obtained by the Devas. Right from Hala Hala, that is poison, to Amrit. The water has everything hidden inside it, and you shall get what you deserve. If you save water in its various forms, it may give the cosmic blessings to the humans. Otherwise, Hala Hala is also not far away if you don't treat it with respect. So that was World Happiness Day.
right, ma'am, right. Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, can you say to our viewers, what is your idea about true poetry? Your idea about true poetry?
True poetry is something that comes out directly from the heart.
Right.
It's not written because you are asked to write. Those raw emotions that you feel seeing something or hearing something or watching something, those constitute a real poem. And whether the poem should be rhyming, whether it should fit into some form like sonnet or maybe a simple three-lined haiku, it's up to you. It should be able to convey the meaning that you
Right.
want to convey. It does not necessarily use very hi-fi language, very hi-fi words. It should find a place in the heart of the reader, and if it is done, then it has served its purpose.
Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
It's something like unchained words that flow on the page of a diary. I call it poetry.
Right. And ma'am, how many books of poetry have you published till today?
37.
Great, very great. 37. But unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. You are very really great poetess. And ma'am, I think,
Thank you so much.
ma'am, I think besides poetry, you write another genre of literature like novel, story, etc., etc.
Yeah, I have some of them to show you. First, I'll begin with the children's literature. I've just got three right now.
Okay.
So this was the first poetry book with which I began
Yeah,
my journey.
5 stories.
It is titled Five
Congrats,
Stories,
congrats.
and this was published in 2009. So then after that, I wrote so many. This was my third children's book. This is Tales from Sundarban.
Okay, okay.
Besides this, one was published by Room to Read, and now this is the latest one, which is published by National Book Trust. This is titled The Growing Years.
Okay. Okay, okay.
So
Okay.
this is about children's literature. I have written 14 books for children till now. I have many more with me, and I hope to write more of them. Then, as far as novels and short stories collections are concerned, this was my first novel, Soul Seekers, that was published, I think, in 2012, and released in World Book Fair for the first time. Till that time, I didn't know that books are released in with so much. Then my latest ones, this book did pretty well. This is titled
Stella.
It is,
Stella.
it is about an unwed mother, and it is published by Prabhat Publications. And this has been prescribed by several universities, especially for sociology.
Okay.
And then I have with me a bestseller book, Lines of Fate. This is a short story collection.
Okay.
And this keeps on doing good still. And this is The Chiseled World.
Chiseled World.
This is my last short story collection that has been published. And it is having very intense stories. It is having really, really intense stories. And I think this must be the book which has the most intense stories. And coming to novels, I mostly write about social themes. So this is The Red Diary.
Red
This is
Diary.
about an orphan and how he grows up. All my novels, though they have a social theme and there's darkness around, but my protagonists find a way, and towards the end they shine, rise, glow. So this is one of that kind. And my latest novel that has been published is Karmic
Comic
Threads.
threads.
And this is again about a social issue in which the protagonist is a woman who gets married to someone who takes her to France and abandons her, takes away her passport, her money, everything, and abandons her, and still she finds her path. So most of my books have the theme of from darkness to light.
No, really unbelievable. You are not only a poet, but also versatile, erudite, versatile, talented personality. Here, ma'am, just like our world poet, Kobi Guru Rabindranath Tagore, you are a versatile, talented personality. Congrats, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm honored to be compared to him, but I'm nowhere near him. I may just be 1% of what Guru Rabindranath Tagore was. I've learned so much from him that I call him Guru Rabindranath.
And ma'am, I think, ma'am, that one day you will be remembered just like other renowned poets of Maharashtra. I can, ma'am, mention some of them. Of course, you know them. Binda Karandikar, a famous poet of Maharashtra.
Yeah,
Kanopatra of 15th century, Kanopatra. Chintamani Khanolkar, you know, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
Gajanan Digambar Madgulkar, Vishnu Sakharam Khandekar, they all are famous poets of Maharashtra. And ma'am, we can mention Saint Tukaram, Saint Eknath, Saint Eknath and Saint Tukaram. They
Yes, yes.
all were famous poets of Maharashtra. Besides them, we can mention Menka Shivdasani, Menka Shivdasani, Panna Naik, Savitribai Phule. They all are the famous poets of Maharashtra, right, ma'am?
Very correctly said. Very
And ma'am,
correctly said.
I think, ma'am, that one day, you will shine like a bright star in the kingdom of poetry of Maharashtra. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats. Congrats, ma'am. Congrats, ma'am.
Thank you.
Congrats,
Uh,
ma'am.
for me, writing is a journey. It is not a destination. So there may be some blooming trees, there may be some cacti, and I'm ready to embrace them all because it is a journey and it is
Right,
something
ma'am.
that gives me happiness, that
Right.
motivates me. You know, whenever I'm upset, tired, anything, I just sit and write a poetry and I'm rejuvenated. So it is, it is my heart and soul. So you can't compare your heart and soul with any award. Of course, I've received a lot of awards. So I've received my first award, in which Gulzar Saab himself was a judge, and that was my first big award, and it was conducted by American Embassy. I've received the Rabindranath Tagore International Award. I've received the Poetry Society Award. I've received the Maharashtra Sahitya Academy Award. And my name was there in Forbes list as one of the 78 most popular authors of the country. There are key records in my name. But that's just a part of it. I
Right.
motivated, of course. I won't say I don't get motivated, but I don't write for awards. I write because I enjoy writing.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what is your poetic aim in life?
I have no aims because poetry is a journey. So
Right.
how can a journey have any aim? And it is not like a train journey where the train has to start from Mumbai and end to
Right, right.
No, it's a journey. It's amongst nature. You don't know where you are going.
But ma'am, at the end of your journey, ma'am, I think that you'll reach a very, very beautiful destination.
I don't know, and I'm fine with whatever comes my way.
Ma'am, you are really a saint in the kingdom of poetry. And ma'am, I can think that you can be considered the 10th muse. We know that there are 9 muses in the Greek mythology. And ma'am, you can be considered the 10th muse in future. If you continue your creative pen, if you continue your creative pen,
I'm never going to stop it because it flows in my veins. Poetry flows in my veins.
oh, thank you
So
so
how
much.
can I stop it?
And ma'am, we are so glad that a very, very talented, poetic personality, literary personality like you, though you are very, very busy, you have attended our program. We are so proud of you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And ma'am, you know that in the 5th century Christ era, English literature originated. And ma'am, during that time we can mention Battle of Maldon, Battle of Brunanburh, and the Beowulf. The Beowulf was the first epic. And ma'am, after some centuries, in the 14th century, there came Geoffrey Chaucer, you know. Geoffrey Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. And ma'am, you know, he composed the Canterbury Tales, you know, the Canterbury Tales. And besides Canterbury Tales, Geoffrey Chaucer composed many other long poetries. And it is said, ma'am, that if G. Predator could not compose any other poetry other than the Canterbury Tales, he would be immortal. Only for his the Canterbury Tales, Geoffrey Chaucer is immortal till today, even after 6 centuries of his death. He is immortal today, and he is called the father of English poetry. And ma'am, after that, there came John Milton. John Milton, and ma'am, John Milton composed Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, a long epic poetry. And for those two epics, the Canterbury, Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, John Milton is immortal today. And after that, after him, there came so many poets who composed long epic poetry. And ma'am, our viewers now want to hear from you. Do you want to compose now long epical poetry like them?
See, I would love to, and I think I can. When I can write a big novel, I can certainly
Right.
write a large poem, because poetry, as I said, is my heart and soul. But right now, I'm in a very hectic job, and for writing such a poem, I require a lot of time. So maybe 7 or 8 years hence, when I retire, I would surely love to write one.
Right, ma'am. And ma'am, you have told right that you have composed so many novels. So I think, ma'am, that you certainly can compose long epical poetry. And ma'am, I am sure and confirm, ma'am, that if you can compose long epical poetry like the Canterbury Tales, the Beowulf, or Paradise Lost, you will be, ma'am, immortal in the future days like them. And ma'am, we shall be waiting for those bright days when everybody from across the whole of the world, from Australia, throughout India, Asia, Europe, Africa, and to Americas, everybody will read your long epical poetry. We are waiting for those days, ma'am.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, you know that there are so many talented budding poets, young budding poets. Ma'am, what's your advice to them?
My advice to them would be, first advice would be to read a lot. Like you were able to say so much about poetry because you've read it. And sometimes people just want to be a poet without reading.
Right,
While I was trying to learn Urdu, spoken Urdu, my ustad, he told me that he was told by his ustad that unless you can learn 1,000 shares, I will not teach you even a little. So unless you read a lot, you won't be able to write. So my mantra would be read, write.
Right,
Read, write.
Right.
So that is my first mantra. Then second mantra is, people feel like breaking rules, but they don't know rules. So learn all forms of poetry, learn the rules of all poetry. Like a person sent me a poem and said, how is this haiku? So I read it and I said, it is a good poetry, but it is not a haiku. And you can call it a modern haiku because in modern things anything can happen, and but the haiku. So the poet suddenly, the poet is a well-known poet, and he suddenly says, "Ki why, ma'am? It has 5 words in the first line, 7 words in the second, and 5 words in the third." I said, "Dear, words are different from syllables." So these are the basic things which people have to learn sometimes I do write the rhyming poems, sometimes I write non-rhyming poems. But it is my choice now, and I know now how to write, when to write, where to write. So you should learn by reading, or even learning it by heart. In school, teachers used to make us learn the poems by heart. Why? Because we could get the meter. Now, when you talk about meter, people look like this. What is meter? So you have to know the meter. So that comes by learning poetry or reciting poetry. So all those things are very necessary. And last advice is never give up, because one can never write 100 bad poems. You begin with 99 bad poems, but the 100th one will be surely good. So if you think you want to be a poet, keep writing, writing, writing. There have been times in my second novel I raised 5 to 6 chapters, and which meant 9,000 to 10,000 words, just because I felt it's not what I wanted. So you have to keep trying till you succeed. So never give up. Yes, a lot of commercialization has come up these days, but commercialization also helps those who have some substance in them. It can't help you if you have no substance. So your story or your poetry should have depth, it should have knowledge, and it should have a good language that touches the heart, and emotions. Emotions or feelings are the most important for any writer, poet, or any artist. Even a painter's painting doesn't look good unless it has emotions. So those are my tips.
Right, ma'am. And ma'am, you know that today the world is in a very, very critical moment. There are so many religions now. There are so many countries on this little planet. There are so many castes on this little planet. There we can see volcanization everywhere in thought and feelings. And ma'am, at this critical juncture of human lives, we should uplift humanity. We should uplift humanity and humanism, every sphere of our life. If we can uplift humanity or humanism, the human civilization
Yes.
can live in happiness, peace, and prosperity. Now, ma'am, please recite another poetry of you.
Okay, sure. I would love to do that.
Okay.
The poem which I had thought that I would render today was different one. I'm just thinking of changing my poem at the last moment, because it resonates with the thought that you were rendering just now. You were talking about just now. So just give me 1 second and I would start it off. This is about war. This poem I'd written long ago, but it always touches my heart whenever I read this. So the poem is titled The War. A few stinking corpses shall be found in the gullies. A few reeking carcasses shall be forsaken in the lanes. A few tears shall flow. The bugle shall blow. The life shall never be the same again. Frenzy across the uncompromising borders perpetuates. Fury and rage whirl in the blue of the veins. No one wants to halt. Both sides are busy finding faults. The life shall never be the same again. The day shall have martyrs as grisly gifts. The night shall sacrifice the vermilion on their manes. The innocent children shall be fatherless. The aging parents shall death witness. The life shall never be the same again. A few cities may fall with the curtain at twilight. A few towns shall bake with the cloaks covered with bloodstains. Existence shall end with the swift on the red, and ether shall drift. The life shall never be the same again. My mind knows that alternative may be done. My emotional heart witnesses enormous pains. War has always been gory. Oh, why don't we learn from history? Ah, the battles have always been insane. The battles have always been insane. So that was my poem.
Yeah. Very, very beautiful and amazing and marvelous poetry, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And ma'am, can you say when was your first poetry book published? When was your first book of poetry published?
See, this is my first book of poetry, and
Howl of
it
Love.
must have been in 2010 or something like that.
The Hues of Love.
Just let me see. No, it was first published in 2013. I began with children's literature, novels, novellas, and then moved on to poetry because I wanted to go in with traditional publishing. So poetry is not a good business. So it took time for me to find right publishers. But I kept it with them. I still have six manuscripts ready for poetry. One book is likely to come out next week. It is in a Hindi poetry book, and it is titled "Guzarte The Kafile."
Okay, ma'am.
So I kept writing and collecting them, and I published them in magazines and anthologies and international journals till then, while I was waiting for my time to come.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, now can you recite a poem in your mother tongue? Any poetry?
Okay. This poem I'd written. See, I was born and brought up in Maharashtra, and I'd never seen fog. So fog is called dhund in Hindi. So while we were going from Amritsar to Jalandhar, there was this fog. Until that time, I hadn't realized how bad a fog can be. So while returning, we were able to see only 10 meters ahead, and we were going seeing the tail lamp of the vehicle in front of us.
Okay.
And it was at that time I composed this poem. So it is called December की वो सर्द दोपहरी. हर तरफ धुंध ही धुंध थी, अंधियारा गहरा रहा था, कोहरा आशाओं को जकड़ गहर सा मंडरा रहा था. निशा के अंतहीन कंबल में दिखाई दे रहा था और न छोर, निराशा और नाकामी के पद चिन्ह दिखाई दे रहे थे हर ओर. पर ना उम्मीदी का सेहरा निकाल लिए आशाओं का पैगाम काले बादलों की परतों को धकेलते हुए किया सूरज ने जग को सलाम. हार गई निराशा, उषा झिलमिलाने लगी, दिसंबर की उस दोपहरी में उमंग मस्ताने लगी. गुनगुनाते हुए सूरज ने सुनाया धरा को यह नियति का गीत. हिम्मत से जीने वालों से ही होती है जोरी. धुंध मिट जाती है, निराशा मात खाती है, अरे दृढ़ निश्चय के आगे तो निशा भी सर झुकाती है. दृढ़ निश्चय के आगे तो निशा भी सर झुकाती है. दिसंबर की वो सर्द दोपहरी हमें यही सिखाती है, संयम और विश्वास हो मन में तो मंजिल खुद मिल जाती है. मंजिल खुद मिल जाती है. So that was my poem, December की वो सर्द दोपहरी.
Ma'am, can you give, please, the message of this poetry in English to our viewers in a nutshell?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. It simply means that on this night there was fog everywhere. There was a lot of darkness,
Yeah.
and it seemed that there's no end to this darkness. And everybody is losing hope. And the footsteps are also murky. However, soon the sun comes out and it pushes away those black clouds and it salutes the world. And the moment the sun salutes the world, vanishes, and on that December's morning, the hope and happiness starts flowing in the veins, and that sun sings a beautiful song to the earth and says that those who are having strength will always win in this world. The murkiness, the fog, everything will go away if you have proper desire, a strong desire to get something.
Very, very beautiful, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And ma'am, we are going on 1 hour and 6 minutes. Our program will be finished very soon. And ma'am, at the end of our program, ma'am, our viewers want to know from you what's your impression? What's your impression of our program today? Your impression?
I loved every bit of it. It looked like we just started 10 minutes ago, and we have been chatting as if we have been knowing each other since long. Of course, we've been knowing, but online we met for the first time, and I hope we meet offline also very soon.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, at the end of our program, ma'am, I pray to Almighty God, O God, O Lord Krishna Ji, please bless our renowned poetess Neelam Saxena ma'am, 100 years of longevity with sound body and sound mind, so that she can compose more and more and more poetry, novels, stories, etc., etc. And ma'am, I pray to God, let your name and fame be familiar in every family of the world. Let your
I wish you the same. I wish you the same.
Thank you. Let your poetic talent, let your poetic fragrance, let your poetic aroma be spread everywhere of the world. And ma'am, I have told you earlier, I am sure, ma'am, I am confident, ma'am. Please continue your creative pen. And ma'am, if you can continue your creative pen, one day you will be considered the 10th muse across the whole of the world, besides the 9 muses of the Greek mythology. And ma'am, last of all, again I pray to God that let your name and fame be familiar in every family of the world, from New Zealand, Australia, Philippines, Japan, China, India, Europe, Africa, North America and South America. Thank you, ma'am. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Goodbye. May God bless you, ma'am. May God bless you.
May God bless you too.
Thank you, ma'am.